Good morning, everybody. Proverbs Daily with Jeremy, your source of daily proverbs and practical applications living as a Christian in a post-resurrection world. Today we're on chapter 29. God is not dead. He is fully alive, sitting at the right hand of the Father. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Starting verse 1. He who is often rebuked and hardens his neck will suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when a wicked man rules, the people groan. Whoever loves wisdom makes his father rejoice, but a companion of harlots wastes his wealth. The king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. By transgression an evil man is snared, but the righteous sings and rejoices. The righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked does not understand such knowledge. Scoffers set a city aflame, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contends with a foolish man, whether the fool rages or laughs, there is no peace. The bloodthirsty hate the blameless, but the upright seek his well-being. A fool vents all his feelings, but a wise man holds them back. If a ruler pays attention to lies, all his servants become wicked. The poor man and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. The king who judges the poor with truth, his throne will be established forever. The rod and rebuke give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous will see their fall. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight to your soul. Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint, but happy is he who keeps the law. A servant will not be corrected by mere words, for though he understands, he will not respond. Do you see a man hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. He who pampers his servant from childhood will have him as a son in the end. An angry man stirs up strife, and a furious man abounds in transgression. A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor. Whoever is a partner with a thief hates his own life. He swears to tell the truth, but reveals nothing. The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but justice for man comes from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and he who is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. All right, that's Proverbs chapter 29. So I've really been leaning towards being corrected and rebuked, and just got a little extra for you guys today. Two verses that stuck out to me, and then we'll jump into the other nugget. Verse 1, he who is often rebuked and hardens his neck will suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. And the second one is verse 15. The rod and rebuke give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. So as a Christian, the whole following of Jesus and being a disciple of Jesus is it literally means being corrected, like changing everything that you've been taught from your sin nature from childhood. And when you become a Christian, a follower of Christ, everything changes. Your whole mindset, the way you reason, the way you respond to adversity, we're called to become more like Christ in a sense of the way of this world no longer exists, right? And that's where it gets difficult, right? So he who is often rebuked and hardens his neck will suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So if you're going through something and you're a follower of Christ, it's a good idea to understand it's probably correction. God is probably correcting you into changing the way that you think in order for you to come into agreement with God that, okay, God, this is wrong. I agree with you. And our response is to agree with God and repent. God's not wrong in the way that he's leading us through Jesus, but if we don't respond to the correction of God in a sense of, yes, God, I agree, we have the potential to be destroyed ourselves. And then verse 15, same thing. The rod and rebuke give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. Again, just because you might be experiencing a correction, a rebuke, in a sense of, this is God's correction for your life, don't harden your neck. Don't shame your mother. Don't be left as a child because you refused correction. And then I wanted to follow it up with Revelation 3:19 through 22. I'm going to read it to you guys. Give me a second. Pull it up here. So Revelation 3:19 says, "As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Therefore be zealous and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and dine with him, and he with me. To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches." So that's Revelation 3:19 through 22. This is just an affirmation of Jesus expressing his love to the Laodicean church, that they're wrong. But even though you're wrong, I'm going to correct you. I'm going to love you. I'm still banging on your door for you to open up, to allow me to change everything that you think is right. Because you're not helping people in a sense of, you're not cleansing them. You're not drinking safe water because it's been boiled, right? You're lukewarm. You're making them sick. The church is making them sick. And Jesus is still banging on the door like, let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Something to ponder as we walk with Jesus, something to definitely think about. So kind of went on a little tangent. Hopefully there's something in this Proverbs today that you can get out of it. This is what I got out of it. It brings me great joy to share with you guys, what my, what my study, brings. And so yeah, that's Proverbs chapter 29. Definitely hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.